Hello children, welcome back to our physics class. I hope you're all doing well and ready to learn something new today. Well, today's class is really interesting. It's all about thermometry. So in thermometry, we study about the objects which are hot, cold as well as warmer. So before we learn how to measure the temperature, let us try to understand the difference between the hot body, cold body as well as warm body. Okay. Later, we shall also discuss something regarding the heat energy. So, let us begin our class. So, it's all about thermometry. Children, whenever few ice cubes are kept in your hand, how do you feel? You feel colder. So, while holding few ice cubes, your body feels it cold. Similarly, if you are asked to dip your fingers inside a lukewarm water, you feel warm. And whenever you are asked to hold a glass of boiling milk, then you feel hotter. Okay, ice cubes colder, lukewarm water warmer, whereas the glass of boiling milk hotter. So, your body can differentiate the heat between the three categories. Okay. But if you are asked to dip your fingers inside the boiling milk, do you keep it or you feel hesitated? Of course, you reject that. You can't even hold your fingers inside a boiling milk even for a second. Why? Because it causes a burning sensation. It's all about the sensation. Okay. Similarly, we'll go for one more example, children. During night time, you generally feel colder during night time. If consider the weather, so weather conditions. So, during the night time, you feel colder. At the same time, during the daytime, if you stand in a shady region, you feel warmer. But during the same daytime, if you are asked to move in the sunny region, you feel hotter. So, even during the weather also, you can differentiate the colder, warmer as well as the hotter conditions. So, this also makes some sensation in our body, whether it happens to be a weather, ice, milk, hot milk or some warm water. So, everything produces sensation and this sensation is nothing but your heat. Okay, so let us try to define what exactly heat is. So, children, heat. So, heat is something which produces sensation in our body. It produces sensation in our body. Through which we can make out, okay, whether a body is cold, warm or hot, through which we can make out or identify whether the body is cold, warm or hot. Okay, so heat, what is heat? It produces sensation in our body. Through the heat, we can find out whether the body is colder, warmer or hotter. Okay, we can identify them. Okay, children. So, now let us try to understand this heat in detail. Okay. So clearly heat, what is heat? So, this is all about its definition. And remember that heat is a form of energy. So, what are the units of energy, children? Generally, energy is measured in joules or kelvins. The same units are even used for heat. So, clearly we can compare the two. So, heat is a form of energy. What is the definition of energy? The ability to do work is called as energy. Okay. So, what is energy? The ability to do work is called as energy. Okay. So, whenever an object has an ability to do work, then the object is having energy. Similarly, heat is also having some ability to do work. Heat is also having some ability to do work. Hence, we can say that heat is a form of energy. Okay. How the heat is able to do some work? Let us discuss in detail. You know steam engine? In steam engine, what happens means the coal starts burning. Okay, steam is produced and due to which the whole train is kept in motion. So, in a steam engine, the heat energy makes the train to heat is a form of energy. In steam engine, the heat is converted into steam and this steam, which is a form of energy, is again pulling the whole train. That is, this heat energy is converted into mechanical energy. Similarly, if you observe the hot air balloons, in hot air balloons, we generally use hot gases. These hot gases are in general lesser than the surrounding air, are lighter than the sun. Hot gases are generally lighter than the surrounding air. As a result, these hot air moves upwards when compared to the surrounding air. Hence, these hot air balloons are used to lift upwards some certain weights. Okay, so hot air balloons converts heat energy into again mechanical energy through which the weights are lifted upwards. Okay, children. Similarly, if you consider an electric bulb, what happens exactly in an electric bulb? The electrical energy is converted into light energy, as well as if you touch that electric bulb, you feel hotter. So, this electrical energy is converted into heat energy as well as your light energy. Similarly, if you consider a candle, when the candle burns, the wax, everything will converted into the light energy. So, in the whenever a candle, the burning candle, inside the burning candle, the chemical energy is converted into light energy. So, like this, we can see that heat is also a form of energy and it can be converted from one form to the another form. Heat energy to the mechanical energy. Okay, mechanical energy to the light energy or heat energy, and also in candle, chemical energy to the heat energy, so on, and in hot air balloons, heat energy to the mechanical energy, so on and so forth. Hence, very clearly, these examples tells that heat is a form of energy. So, heat is a form of energy. Okay. So, so moving to the effects of heat energy. So, what are the main effects of heat energy, children? The main effects of heat energy are found to be, first one, it's all about heat energy brings the changes in temperature. So, it brings the changes in temperature. So, large amount of heat energy, large temperature difference has been observed. It also changes the state. Changes the state. What state? Solid to liquid, liquid to gas, and gases to so on. Okay. So, change in the heat is a form of energy which changes which brings the changes in its temperature, which also changes the state of a given body. It also changes the dimensions of a body. Dimensions of a given body. So, dimensions means its length, the breadth, the height. So, anything may change. Okay, area or volume. So, because of this heat energy, the dimensions of a body can also be changed. And remember that heat energy always affects living beings. affects living beings in one way or the other way. Some are supportive, some are destructive. Okay. So this is all about heat and form of heat energy and their applications. Got it, children? So moving to the applications. So how the heat and where it is being applied. So moving here, let us consider a few examples, children. How the heat energy is converted from one form to the another form and how they are used. For this, as a first example, let us consider a magnifying glass. Hold a magnifying glass and a piece of paper. Now, try to project all the sun rays on this magnifying glass through which the light rays are being passed and are focused on a piece of white paper. So, by holding the magnifying glass and converging all the light beams, sunlight, the sun rays at some point on a white paper, first of all, you observe that the heat energy is always gathered at one point and then as a result, some burning sensation, that white paper starts burning. First of all, it becomes brown color and later it starts burning. So, heat energy is applicable in this aspect. Okay. So, not only this, children. So, if you consider this heat energy is also used by the humans or to protect themselves from cold. So, it also becomes warmer. We can feel warmer while lightning. Okay. Generating some heat. So, this heat energy is also used in the ovens to cook food. Okay. So, in ovens, it can be converted, the heat energy is converted into light as well as heat. Like this, we have a different applications of heat energy. Okay. So, now let us try to understand the units of this heat energy. Okay. Not only this, children, you can even produce heat by rubbing your hands. If you continuously rub your hands, what you are doing is mechanical energy, and this mechanical energy you can feel that after a while some amount of heat is being produced. So, you feel warmer. Okay. So, mechanical energy can always also be converted into heat energy by a simple example by rubbing your hands vigorously. Okay. So, now let us try to understand the flow of heat energy. So, flow of heat energy. Remember, children, heat always flows from hot body to the cold body. Heat always flows from hot body to the cold body. Okay.